Hey guys, what's up? I am here with one of our newest superhero coach, Levi Peckaus, and we're gonna talk about his background, his history, his passion for fitness, and how that passion for fitness landed him here at Eze Fit to become one of our superhero coaches. All right, Levi, you ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So first things first, superhero coach, congrats joining the team. You're amazing. And when I met you for the first time, I was like, wow, this guy, I can definitely see the passion that you have for fitness. It shows in your physique. It shows in your personality. It shows when you train the clients at the gym. So just talk about it. What got you into fitness? You know, what's your background? Where's the history in that and the passion you have for it? Talk about it a little bit.
Well, fitness. My dad was a bodybuilder. So he was big into working out, and I always looked up to him. He was like Superman to me, but he wasn't really good at bonding with his kids and whatnot. I also grew up with my grandparents, so I was picked on in school because I was a soft kid. I wasn't very controversial. I had a good heart. I was always told I had a good heart, and I was trying to seek that bonding time with my dad. So I tried to get into something that I could relate to him with, and it just didn't pan out. But I didn't let it go from there. I found that fitness was something that motivated me. I had good genetics, so I built up fast. I stuck up for the kids in high school, the little guys that were trying to get in to the weightlifting class and whatnot. And I was big into football, and I was graduating with a 3.8 grade point average. So as time went on, I ended up having back surgery when I was 16 years old. And I had to stop playing football, but I continued playing track and field, throwing the shot put and discus. I continued weightlifting. At that time, I taught myself physical therapy, and I pretty much had to work out at that point. If I'm sitting down for too long or if I'm not working out, you can feel it in my back. So, I had to teach myself yoga and physical therapy, and that carried with me. And, even through all the struggles in my life, I never stopped working out. And it was something that I could go to escape from the world I was living in, and the abuse that my dad put me through, and after high school, I ended up getting in a car accident and was prescribed some pain pills, and I ended up getting hooked on them, and my mother introduced me to the doctor. And there was a time where I was addicted to pain pills and whatnot, and was using with my parents, and that's just something you don't really put your kids through. And that was about the time that I came to New Jersey to try to change my life. Family wasn't good for me. It was hard, but it was something that I had to accept and know that I'm gonna have to make it on my own from this point on. And I'm very grateful because it took me out of that safety net. It made me fall a little bit sooner so that I could get back up and just continue to pursue it.
Now with fitness, loving hearing about how you got into passion, how your passion came about for fitness. A lot of people can relate. I can relate. Being the smallest guy, being picked up, being made fun of. People can relate to that. How that got them into fitness, and also being an athlete and with an injury. And it's amazing to see that you never let that throw you off, get you off the rails. Right? You kept going. You kept pursuing fitness, and it led to where you are now. With that passion. Let's talk about your superhero alias, right? Let's talk about that real quick, because usually when coaches come, I always ask, okay, who's your favorite superhero? Who do you identify with? And right away you said Thor, and I can see Thor in you. I definitely can. So tell me, why Thor?
Thor, I didn't really relate to any of the other ones. I'm not like Superman. I'm not invincible. So the thing, but what I liked about Thor was, the lightning really is, and the hammer. I've been in carpentry. I've done a lot of construction. there's nothing like a nice heavy hammer that you're holding. So I always lay down the hammer and and the lightning. I resonate with that lightning bolt of energy.
Yeah.
That, I feel like I'm like a little energizer
Yes.
bunny. I got a lot of energy, and I'm the spark that lights the fire.
Nice.
Without a match, there's no fire. So I try to be the bridge and the gap.
I love it. I love it. And anybody who's been in the gym and watched you train or gone through one of your training can attest to that energy that you always bring it when you do the warm-ups, during the demo, even during the burnouts. So it's powerful to see that how you relate to that, how that correlates into your life, with that. So let's talk about our struggles. In life we all go through adversities, we all go through struggles, and you have an option. You can either let that bring you down and weaken you, and then you have this woe is me moment. Every time woe is me is because of my past, I am where I am. Or you can use it and empower you and say, hey, my past does not define me, it only makes me stronger, it makes me better, right? So let's talk about adversities you went through. You were getting into a little bit, and the struggles you went through and how it led you to become the person you are now. You want to share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you're saying, the struggles almost did define me. I almost did fall into the depths, and I hit a really low point. There was a point, after I had moved up here, I had gotten into a little trouble that it didn't even pan out to be that much, but it took me to a low point in my life to where I actually did try to commit suicide, and I failed. And I woke up in the hospital 2 days later, and I was dead for 10 minutes. And,
wow.
and God wouldn't let go of me, and I didn't know why. But I had gone through a lot more, with my dad, my parents, and introducing me to drugs and stuff, and then the back surgeries, and it all happened for a reason. And after that, I ended up going to the mission. I was crying and I was praying, and I couldn't stop saying that I just wanted to die, but I didn't. Everything inside of me did not want to, but I did, and it was very weird, and I couldn't stop praying. And next thing you know, I'm going to the mission. Wasn't really satisfied with myself or life. All throughout this, I continued to work out. The discipline involved with it. It's just been able to structure me throughout this whole time. I've always had a belief in God, but I just thought I was never good enough. If my parents didn't approve, how could God? And so I got to the point. I got to the mission. I went to church for the first time. They brought me to Shore Christian. I remember Pastor Isaac talking about the roundabout way, and they were singing, and I just started crying, and I couldn't stop, and I embraced God in that presence, and things have started to change pretty much from there. It wasn't until I started working for the mission, a few months ago, that I came to the gym and was able to, start working out there through Pastor Isaac's help, and it was a blessing. I do work for that rehab now, and they hired me on. They saw fit that I was capable of guiding other people out of addiction, and that doesn't define me today. It almost did, but God had other plans. I moved, I persevered, and I didn't stop, and I'm not gonna stop, and I just can't wait to see where this journey begins to take me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's powerful. I love that. Speaking of Pastor Isaac, we have a guest. He's going to be joining us right now, and I'm going to bring him in. Isaac, here, you want to jump right in here?
Here.
All right.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother? How are you? Good. Good. So I'm bringing Isaac on to touch on a few things. One, I'm just going to share his experience with you, how, we met Levi through you. You brought him to the gym, and I want you to just let me know and let everybody know, what you see in him, his strength, and and also next we're gonna go into what we call hard truths, and I'm gonna explain that. But first, talk about your experience with Levi and what you see in him.
So the coolest thing about when I actually met Levi and we started to have a relationship this past year was I had no idea that 3 years ago I actually baptized Levi. And it happened right after, this incident happened that really where he hit rock bottom and he was sharing some of the things that he was going through. And, that moment, I didn't realize what God was doing in Levi. He tells me now, like that moment when I baptized him really had this shift where it was almost like this old person, this old Levi, with all of this, head trash and trying to prove things to his father and all these struggles just kind of like went down in the water, and then he came up just like a new person. And you could see that in him now. And I'm so proud of him. Every time I see him, I see the Levi today. I don't see the Levi from 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I see the Levi for who he is today. And he's a man with an incredible heart to see other people's dreams come true. And that's what I love about you and Levi. You have that kindred spirit where you want to see other people's dreams come true. And I know that you're going to excel at Eze Fit. You're going to excel at whatever you do as long as you don't lose that passion to help others, that passion to serve. When we get, when you get self-centered, all of a sudden things start falling apart for you. But when you put other people in front of yourself and put their dreams even ahead of yours, great things are going to follow. And so proud of you, man, for everything you've accomplished the last few months.
Thank you.
I love it. Awesome, man. So now with that comes something we call hard truth, right? A hard truth is when we give somebody, something that maybe they don't see in themselves, but you might see that can help them improve, that can help them grow. People can take it personally, but those who are strong will accept it and say, hey, you know what? This is almost like a weakness that I have, and I want to grow from it, right? So if you were to give Levi a hard truth, what would that be?
All right, so here it is. I hope this is okay, but it kind of is just a cliche one-liner, but I want to kind of just explain a little bit. It's don't let your past rob your future. Because
say that again.
Don't let your past rob your future. Because people are gonna Google your name. People are gonna see some of the struggles that you had. I think it's, if everybody's struggles were on their Google search.
Forget
about it. Forget about it. But there's gonna be moments where you're gonna hear those voices in your head saying, look, you're never gonna get ahead. There's always gonna be another obstacle. You're never gonna be able to be who you wanna be. That's who you are. That's what's gonna define you. And, it's gonna happen. There's gonna be moments because, you have an adversary that doesn't wanna see you succeed. And if you let that rob you of who you are today and just say, that's not who I am anymore. I'm a new creation. I'm here to help people with their fitness, and nothing is gonna get in the way of that. There's nothing that can stop you. And that's kind of the hard truth is don't let those voices in your head, start to define you or hold you back or bring shame on you. That's not who you are anymore. That person went down in the water and now you're Levi, you're Thor.
Thor, I love it.
And you went down Levi, you came up Thor. I love that. You got that superhuman strength that God has given you. God has given you, not of your own, but it's a gift from God.
Absolutely.
Don't ever forget that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I love it. That was good. That was good. Now, Levi, if you have, in life, there's a lot of things we do that, we love, and everything happens for a reason. I always say everything happens for a reason. You are here because it's fated. You were destined to be here. It's not by chance that, Pastor became a member of the gym, and you went through what you went through to be here in this moment, because what you went through is going to help you also empower others. Your story is going to save lives. There are people who are watching this right now who are going to relate and take from your story and say, wow, that's powerful. But, we also have regrets of something like, man, if I can go back, maybe I would have done things differently, But, some people don't have regrets. They feel they don't have regrets because regrets empower them. Like I said, it happens for a reason, right? But if you were to talk about a regret, something like, hey, you know what? I regretted doing that, but it is what it is. What would that be?
A regret of mine is probably when I was at my worst point in my addiction, where I brought my cousin into it and started. I pretty much did what my parents did with me, you know, and I drank, and I was doing some drugs with my cousin, and it resulted in an incident where police pulled us over, and we were in a car that my grandfather's gun was in, and it was his father's car. It was my cousin's father's car, and my grandfather had used it the week before to go to the gun range and shoot around. With that being said, you know, I had drugs on me. I got charged with it, and that's when I got really depressed and suicidal, and almost broke down, because, you know, I saw my parents and me, and it tore me down, and I couldn't stop crying. For months I was like just devastated with myself, and it all was just something that ended up happening in my life. Nothing really amounted from it though, because of the circumstances, and my grandfather came up, and it got handled really quick, and you know, my cousin's not even from this state. I did get a simple possession charge, but that was it. The story doesn't say that, but that is one thing that I wish I really could take back, because you know, I don't want to be like my parents. That's a big reason why I moved away, and I just felt so ashamed to have brought that into my cousin's life, you know, but it got me to a point where you know, I came to the realization through going to church and what I was in. I used that situation to find that I knew my calling was to help people. I knew it was to help people struggling with addiction, helping them come to God, and as well as fitness, and maybe combining the two together. Yeah. And like I see that now as everything just starts falling into place, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it's definitely God, man. I didn't really try to do any of this. I've just been
following God.
Just been following
God works, and that's how it works, mysteriously. You know, like what happened, had that not happened, it wouldn't have led to you breaking down the way you did. You know, you wouldn't have led to the baptism, everything that happened, and the connection you had with Isaac, which wouldn't have led to you being here. So, you know, and regret, sometimes when you look at the silver lining, you always find God. God is everywhere somewhere, you know, no matter what. But yeah, so this is we got a wild road ahead in Eze Fitness. You know, our mission is always to inspire, motivate, and transform lives. And I love having you on board, helping us with our mission to keep inspiring people, to motivate them so they can transform their lives. So I'm honored to have you on the team, and looking forward to an amazing future in Eze Fitness. If you can give everybody something to leave here with, you know, to empower them, to motivate them, what would you tell them?
It's never stop improving. To find that weakness and use it as a strength, because in my weakness I found strength, and that's probably what I would go with 100%.
Beautiful.
In that weakness, yep.
I love it. Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you
very much.
All right.